Pisces, I'm going to put this in front of your reading. Just a moment. I forgot to mention the cards that I was using. I just fell in love with them online, and they're kind of so peaceful and interesting. They have a lot of spirit wisdom to them. It's called the Line Strider Tarot by Ciola Thompson. Okay, blessings. Here comes your reading. Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your mini bi-weekly general love tarot reading for April 16th through the 30th, 2017. Whoops. Anyways, a little Mercury stumble there. Hey, guys, I see you're at a crossroads here. You're juggling here about a new love or a love that you're going through right at this moment. I do feel like there have been some signs, some irritation, fights, arguments, and I feel like you're just juggling a little bit too much about this relationship. Now, what I'm picking up this could be either another Piscean or it could be a Scorpio or Cancer. I do feel like there is water involved here. I also feel like there is earth involved here. Money, too, in the relationship is a factor. Now, I do feel like this has something to do with someone who is different or who has taken another path that has caused aggravation in this relationship. I also feel like this could have something to do with a different culture, a different race or religion than you. But either way, it's getting your spiritual attention here. And I feel like it's kind of like somebody feels sort of maybe trapped or not sure where to turn, what decisions to make here. It's kind of looking at a bird in a cage and a cat standing guard. And so it's like, okay, well, if I make this movement, what's going to happen? Or if I make the other movement, what's going to happen? You know, in a way, it's like you want freedom from this relationship, and in a way, you do not. I also feel like for some of you Pisceans, some new relationships are in store for you moving forward these last 2 weeks of April. And with Venus being not retrograde or direct, I am actually reading this under a retrograde Venus, but by the time you hear this and projecting forward, it is direct. And so relationships what I'm feeling is relationships that may have broken up right before, I want to say February through April. Maybe even the first part of May, even though I'm not reading May, but energy's energy, and I feel like it's flowing over into May, may actually return because they were severed or separated under a Venus retrograde, which means you are supposed to pay attention to what is not working in the relationship and work on making it work if this is what you want from the relationship. If you can't make it work and your partner doesn't want to make it work, then you might as well throw in the towel and move forward, because it does take two to tango. You can't do everything on your own, if you get my drift. But there are some signs that have been cautioning you about this person. Please pay attention. It's important. Now, I know that some of you have some trust issues from the past, and I feel like there is someone who is either in your life or coming in your life, Pisces, that is a lot different than what you would normally choose, or a lot different in their opinions on life. And so that kind of rattles your cage a bit in regards to trust issues that you've had in the past, and you feel like, hey, I could move forward on this. I really could trust this person. But, oh, what about this, that, and if, but, what, should I, could I, blah, blah, blah. Okay? The blah, blah, blah needs to stop. You need to take initiative on these trust issues in order to open up the doors to new opportunities in relationships. Really. You do. Now, I do feel like there is a struggle going on here. And it's more an inwardly struggle in regards to children. So perhaps some of you might be in a position to where you're not having custody or have, at least have custody of your children, or you're trying to negotiate what is the best for the children. I do feel like you should keep an open mind about that. The more you close the door, the more you cause stagnant energy within you. So, you've got to keep all your centers, all your chakras open and flowing at all times. It's a great learning experience. Just experience every time you feel stagnant energy. Know that you've just closed the energies on your inward wheels and you need to open them. Just open them, trust, and let them flow. Okay. In the meantime, too, you'll be disposing of negative energies while you do this. Yeah, when I look at the Five of Swords, I'm looking at these complications. They don't have to be. It's just that for some reason you're being called to work on them. And those complications have a lot to do with your past. Okay, now I'm just going to pull a few more cards. What else did I want to tell you? I feel like there's, besides earth and water here, something has to do with communication because I'm getting a lot of air energy here. And air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius has, at least, let me just put it this way. Gemini is what I'm feeling here a lot because of the communication. And Gemini and Mercury rule communication and transportation. Also, I feel like some of you may have some car issues or transportation issues suddenly. That would be the Mercury retrograde. Okay? So the Seven of Wands and the unrequited love, which means there's not enough attraction. And I think that there's if you look at this card, it's kind of funny. It's good. I'm using new cards, by the way, and I'll show you the box in a little bit. The Seven of Wands here in this particular card here someone is just standing, leading this relationship, and it's like the other person is crying out for help or saying, wait a minute, you're controlling too much of this relationship. You're not hearing me. Okay, so whether it's you, Pisces, or it's your partner, somebody has to slow down here, get back in the moment, and, work this out. It's workable. I feel it's workable. Okay, but somebody is really actually just moaning and complaining and really trying to be heard. I really feel like the complaints and the moaning and everything else is just wanting to be heard. There are new beginnings, and I feel like there are new beginnings with someone you've known from the past. And now what I'm getting here from Spirit is that this was a person that this relationship just fell apart. But there are new beginnings. I'm picking up a lot of fire. So this could be Sagittarius, this could be Leo, or it could be Aries. Okay, or they have it could be Sun, Moon, or Rising. But I feel like a lot of fire here. And this is somebody that you've known before. I also feel like some of you will have some deja vu experiences these last 2 weeks of April where you get with a soul that you have known many lifetimes. Wow, that's an experience. I love that. I love the feeling of that. Okay, could be a twin flame I just heard. All right, so I'm pulling some cards. Of course, I don't like this first one that I just pulled, but I'm going to read it because in the divine flow, this is what it is. I do feel like you have a rebirth. I'm feeling, Pisces, that it's time to really, really focus these last 2 weeks about letting go of what you're carrying in your backpack. Okay, I call it the backpack. And in that backpack are your life experiences. Remember, the ego doesn't know anything in the present moment. So, whatever you do as you're working on eliminating some of that baggage in your backpack, please try to be in the present moment, okay, so that you can learn and discover and move forward, because that's really important. So we've got the casket here. What this means is someone, and it could be sudden, Pisces, may be leaving your life. Or you may decide, because I'm getting ready to do the general reading in a few, you may decide to leave something that has been a great burden and loss to you in order to move forward into something that is beneficial. I'm also feeling like this has to do with a family member or family matters. Now, I don't know if someone's sick, and please forgive me, but I am not predicting death here. I'm going to leave that to the universe. But I do want to say that much love and blessings to any of you who may be experiencing a loss at this time. That's really funny. Please pardon me for saying this, but I just felt my mother. And I feel like my father was a Pisces. I feel like she's joined my father. It just came in just like that. Yes, I did. I lost my mother on March 6th. Give me a moment, guys. That was really beautiful what I saw with my mom and my dad. Anyways, the next card is the carriage, and this is about a journey. And I feel like it's time, Pisces, to seek spiritual tools, to seek avenues to move out of pain and move into bliss. Okay, and it can be done, guys. It can be done. I feel like this is a journey, both mentally and physically. And you will, with the bridge here, you will successfully overcome issues, problems, troublesome obstacles. Remember, your intention is very important. And how you state your intention to your own soul, to your own spirit, and to the universe will depend on your outcome. So please take that seriously and make it very clear. And then you know what you need to do from there. Okay? And there is work, but it's satisfaction. It'll mean so much to you as you complete it. You don't have to wait till it's all over. You can feel that satisfaction. You can feel that bliss at the time that you're doing it. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and move on into your general reading. What are the messages for Pisces? Message for Pisces. Okay, guys, we got the Knight of Fire. Again, I'm hooking it up with the two cards I read here, the Seahorse and the possible ending, or definitely a shift. Endings, I know they're really sad, but there is always a rebirth. There is always a new beginning. But I feel like something does need your immediate attention, and I feel like you will be called to be of service of some kind, or have to participate in that sudden event that comes. Now, I do feel like this may involve a fire sign. It could be a Leo. At the same time, you're going to need a lot of strength to go through this shift. But I see rainbows. You could do it. And it's not going to affect all of you. Remember, these readings don't resonate with everybody. And, hopefully there is a message, though, that you can get from these mini readings, but I do feel like you need a lot of strength here. You need a lot of courage, and you need to release any judgment, any being a victim, being the persecutor, or feeling like this. You need to release all of this in order to get to your next journey. Okay? You can do it. You definitely can do it. Now we've got the moon. Okay? These are really intense, intuitive times for you, Pisces. So really pay attention to the signs. Really pay attention to the omens. Some of you are extremely empathic. Okay, and you're very sensitive, and I feel like you've gone through some recent, very sensitive times. So just try to be present when you're receiving this information, and if you feel it through your body, try to move it out, okay? Because you don't want to hold somebody else's emotions or feelings in your body. You want to bless them, and you want to open up your centers and just flush it out, giving them lots of love and peace and serenity at this time. I don't know why I said that, but I feel like that's some of your call to service, and this is the time you'll be using your psychic or spiritual intuitive abilities. Also, too, I feel like it's a release card, and release cards are, well, we just kind of talked about that. And of course, ta-da, there's the release card. Archangel Haniel can really help you with the moon. And I'm feeling like there may be some connections to Scorpio here, or Scorpio's looking in on Pisces. But I do feel that it has a lot to do with release. And of course, Spirit just confirmed it with the next card, which is the end of a phase or situation that you need to just let go of. Okay? This is how you're going to transform. This is how you're going to move on. Now, a lot of us are afraid to let go, and a lot of us are afraid to move on because we're still holding on to something that we feel hopeful about. Just because you're letting go and moving on doesn't mean that that person or that situation can't come back to you in a more blissful, pleasurable, and honorable way. Now, sometimes these words come to me, guys, and Spirit just gives it to me. So I just... whoever resonates with this will understand what I'm talking about by using those words. Here we've got unity, and I really felt like that had a lot to do with soulmates, kindred spirits, and twin flames for you, Pisces. Now, I feel like some of you may actually know your twin flame, and I feel like the two of you have had big differences. Just because you're twins doesn't mean that you're having a journey here on earth, and you have your lessons, you have your experiences to go through in all categories. And so just because they're your twin flame doesn't mean they're going to always see eye to eye on situations. But what you might have very similar or in common is going through transitions and transformations that are similar and around the same time. But I do feel like for some of you, you are going to reunite with a twin flame, whether you've met them or not. Okay. Some of you may already be with your twin flame and or soulmate. And we have many soulmates. We only have one twin flame. And so, and we can have many kindred spirits. So I'm just going to leave this with you. You'll figure it out when it happens. The Eight of Fire. Sometimes it's meant, even for a reader, not to overstep boundaries. Especially between twin flames and soulmates, we can get, general ideas. We can get information in that can predict the future. But there are certain things that we can't step in, or we shouldn't, because it's really, for example, between these two twin flames. The Eight of Fire, this is things picking up. Okay, and that could be that reunion, like picking up. Once there's the reunion, things start to move really fast. I'm also feeling like some of these changes and letting go you really do a great job in releasing, and then things just start to move in the direction they were supposed to move. But hey, we all have our divine timing. and we all have our own soul timing. And we have our own soul contracts. And when it's time, it's just time. And I feel it's time, guys. So the wheel, Archangel Michael. Definitely focus on Archangel Michael to help you move through the changes that you want to make. And also, I feel like you have some good positive changes coming. Okay. And I feel like something that you've just been trying to use a crowbar to move, just an example, haha, is going to suddenly just move. And it's going to move on its own because you're just going to release and stop using the crowbar, realizing this is something you cannot fix, that you have to give to higher powers to let go and let be and let happen. And the last card here is the Eight of Water. And so the manifestation of this last part of the reading is exactly what I've been talking about. Eight of Water is the card, finally, a desire to move on and to search for something that is much greater, has much more meaning, perhaps gives you more money, gives you a better position than maybe a position that you've been sitting in for who knows how long, hoping that there would be a promotion and just nothing moving. Just a really good time, Pisces, here to really engage with your inner and most deepest self and bring forward these changes, moving forward to find more pieces to your soul purpose here on this planet and to really spiritually and emotionally grow. Guys, happy Passover, happy Easter. Please remember to check your moon and rising. I just want to wish you all much love, give you all a big hug, and definitely blessings.